March 11th, 2022 at 4 o'clock. Please join me in the pledge of allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Feel like you're in school?
Do they do that in school anymore?
They do, okay, good.
Yeah, good.
I'm glad you didn't look at us like we were doing something strange. No. All right, hi Andrea.
Hi.
How are you? I'm Derek with the Water Commissioners. This is Eric.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Water dispute, Bill?
Yes. Yeah, so I did write the letter. I'm assuming you have a copy there.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, we were just looking to see if we could get a one-time adjustment on this because we had no idea we had a leak going on. It was from a running toilet, wasn't making any noise. We were getting estimated readings. You know, the first time we got the estimated reading, I think it was in June, I believe. Last year.
Right,
Yep.
July maybe. Yeah, so that's the first time we had the estimated reading. I called right away. They said that someone was gonna come out they have to switch something on the meter or something for the reading. So I called right away. I was waiting for somebody to come that summer. Nobody came that summer, but they ended up coming September, October. They worked downstairs on the meter, thought the problem was fixed, and then come the next bill that I just paid in January, it was still estimated. I mean, had we got the readings, we would have probably picked up on the leaky toilet.
Yep.
Because we had no idea, it's not like it was making a noise or anything. We were just looking for a one-time adjustment on it to reflect what our normal bill would be.
When the bill came for the first estimate back in July,
Yes.
did they send you a card to read it, a read card or anything to?
No, it just said call this number. So I called the number and she had me put on a list for houses for them to come out and look at the meter downstairs and do something with the meter.
Yeah, the computer part of the meter. The
Oh,
batteries.
okay, yeah, she
Yep.
put me on that list. So I was on that list. I work at the elementary school, so before I went back to work in September, I was trying to get them to my house. That way it would just be a little easier than when I went back to work. But nobody came until September or October. And then I guess it still didn't fix it.
We were taking names down, that was our way of getting people's names down.
Right.
We can send out the card for the reading until December.
The copy of the came next time.
Yeah.
So the bill got mailed with the estimated bill in July. And then November 30th, the meter's still not online with Mesh, unable to obtain the reading. So we were supposed to read the meter in November for the January billing, in November.
It's online now.
Right, and then the second estimated bill is made. So, in January 12th of this year,
Mhm.
that's when you read the meter with the card? So did we get a real reading in January?
I never read the meter with the card. I don't think I got a card.
We sent out higher bills in January.
Yeah, they sent out higher bills. So on January 24th, I paid whatever the estimated bill was at that point.
Right, it says on January 12th, we sent the estimated bill mailed with a postcard to send the reading with the new rates.
Did you call it in?
I called
Called
it
it in.
only because
Yeah.
the lady from the sewer department ended up calling me one day because she was getting ready to do her bills.
So
and
you
she-
called our reading in, and that's
She-
when we
she-
raised
She called
concerns.
me and she said, can you call the water department and
Right.
get a reading
Right.
because we're getting ready to do our bills and we know that they're doing estimates and I just want to do it correctly for you. So that's the only reason I ever looked at the meter. was
So when you
because she had
called, I remember, I believe,
she told me to call this office.
Yeah, that's when Jocelyn.
I went out the next day.
Yes, yeah.
That's
Well,
what
we
you
sent this out here.
Right.
So we sent out a bill and the postcard a month prior to you reading it on February 17th.
Yeah, Yes, but that bill was already, had already paid it on January 24th, whatever bill you sent out. The one for
Right,
November.
but we sent out the
20th.
postcard.
With an estimated reading.
So we sent out an estimated, but we said if you want a real reading, you have to fill out the postcard or call in with the real read. And that got sent out in January.
Right, and then the lady, when I had called about it, because I said, hey, we got our meter fixed like September, October, why are we still getting an estimate? She said we can just adjust it the next bill. So I never thought anything of it until the sewer lady had called me looking for a reading, that she wanted a reading. So that's why I even went downstairs to even look at anything. And then when I called it in, whoever answered the phone
Yeah,
here
it
was
must have
like.
been Kim, yeah, it was,
Yeah,
I talked to Kim about it today, right, she had talked to you about it when you were.
Yeah, because she kept asking me, she's like, is that first number an 8 or is it a 6? I'm like,
Right.
no, it's an 8. I'm like, I took a picture of it on my phone just so I could call it in.
And then you went downstairs, you said the meter was moving.
Yeah, because she
And that's when I got
had,
involved.
yeah, she had me go downstairs and she asked if that little
Yeah,
thing
the
on the
gear,
circle
yep,
thing
yep.
was moving. So I said, yeah, and she's like, do you have anything running? And I said, no, I just got home. I'm like, I haven't been home all day. I don't have any dishes on or nothing.
Normally, I'm gonna be honest with you, normally, if the water passes through the meter, we never take off money because basically, which way you use the water, if it's through a toilet, sink, irrigation, I mean, I totally understand where you're coming from as far as this was kinda like, because I can't set a precedent of, I'm not saying helping you, but then every other person comes in here and say, well, we had a drip in our faucet, and we had a
Right,
drip.
no, I
You know, and then it
understand that.
turns into, now, if the irrigation has a leak, okay, well, our irrigation had a leak, but her toilet was leaking, what's the difference? And now you gotta give us a break. I have to kinda like, I understand we've had a major problem with the meters, that is our fault. I mean, that's 100%, you know, it was the contractor that made the meter, it's
Mhm.
no one else's fault but them, but it turns into our fault, which is my fault. Jason's not here tonight, I mean, I'll take all this under advisement and talk to, you know, Jason and Eric and try to see if, I can't set precedent because then everybody in town is gonna,
Right, no,
you know,
I
it's.
understand
And I understand
that.
where you're
It's just-
coming from, it's kinda like,
It's one of those things where we're very like on top of everything in our house, so if, I mean, had we known about it earlier, even if we saw that like a bigger bill back in June or whatever, if it was going on at that time, like, we would have said, hey, you know, we would have paid the bill and been like, hey, we need to get something fixed.
so 5/18 of '21 is when the first time when we couldn't read the meter.
That was estimated, correct?
So that was May 28th of '21. And then we caught it February of '22.
Right.
So that was what, 8 months?
Mhm.
8, 9 months.
We didn't even play around with it, we just got a whole new toilet, to be honest with you, the next day.
And the bill is, right now, the bill is 1,400, 1,300.
Correct, it was 14.
It was 14,
It
but
was
we-
minus what they paid in January.
So the bill right now is 1,300.
Mhm.
And what's the normal bill per, what do they use normally in the,
I can look that up. I think it's usually around 30,000, 35,000.
Is that what this was for,
gallons.
the 31,000?
Yeah, that's normal.
Yeah.
can we see what the average bill, what's your average bill?
I can print out their
It's under
paycheck.
200, because I always put aside 200 for it, and so it's a little under. So, I mean, I have the past 3 bills, I mean.
Just a ballpark.
200. Let's just say like 150, I guess.
That's what this is. This is
One
based
thir-
on the 30,000.
Yeah, I
so
had a
that's what that
130, I had a
130 is.
152.
So it's basically 10 times as much.
I have no problem with this. 1 second, if you would, at that card that got mailed in on January, if you would have read it. All right. I'm not just gonna say no. I'll talk to Jason and
Okay.
Tina and I'll
What are they
have
doing
Jeff-
on the sewer side of things?
Well, they have to go off of our.
They're just waiting for us,
I
right?
think
So if
they're
we give
just
you a
waiting
break,
for
then
it.
they're gonna cut you, well, how does that work? Cause they hate you.
I don't know,
They're not,
That's the-
to be honest with
they
you.
don't, yeah. They go off of our reading.
Yeah, they're
So-
waiting on this, so I
Yeah, they
don't
go off of
know.
our
They
reading.
go off on.
That's their normal.
So, but the thing is, they really did use the water, so they're not gonna knock your sewer bill down? Cause technically you did use the water, cause the water went through the meter.
Right,
So if you use 100,000 gallons, 100,000 gallons went into the sewer. If we cut you back, technically you still put 100,000 in the sewer. Are they gonna,
Correct.
are they still gonna give you a break, or are they gonna
they
charge you?
said they're waiting to see what you guys do, so I don't have any
Okay.
updates on them.
Okay,
Yeah, they're waiting to see.
alright. So you don't want us to say that, yeah, you did use all that water, but we're giving you a break on the bill? Because then, I don't know how that's gonna work, but that's their problem, so, alright. Alright, we'll talk about it, and we'll
Alright.
have Jeff get back to you in the next couple of days.
Okay, no, I appreciate
All right.
it. I mean, we got right on it right away. I mean, we're,
Okay,
you know, we really appreciate it. Just let us know if you can give us a call.
yeah, I know today's Friday, Jason's not here, so by next week, we'll,
Okay,
let's call it by the middle of the week, by Wednesday, someone
okay,
will get ahold of either Tina or Jeff. Well, I'll probably have Tina call you.
okay. Yeah,
All right.
I'd appreciate it, because
Okay.
I mean, really, I didn't think anything of it with you guys, not until the sewer lady called me and she wanted me to get a reading. I didn't think anything of it. Because when I had called here that time, when I got the January bill, she's like, oh, we can just adjust it next water bill, or if you want.
Yeah, 99.99%
If you wanna
of the
give
time,
me a
this never
reading, or we
happens.
can just
Right.
adjust it, I'm like, oh, just adjust it, I'm like, not thinking it's a big deal.
No, I hear you,
You
okay.
know, thank you.
All right, thanks.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, it's nice to meet you,
All right, have a
thank
good night.
you. You too.
All right, approve the minutes of the prior meetings. Is there a motion to approve the minutes of the February 17th monthly meeting and the February 17th executive session minutes?
So moved.
I'll step down a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, the ayes have it. Reading the correspondence, the financial conditions. The operating budget to actual balances, the income for the, after 8 months of fiscal 2022 is $2,377,726, with expenses at $2,404,687, which is 69% of our budget expenses. Outstanding water receivables as of February 28th are $133,900. Monthly commitments are negative $11,228, and the water receivables for the month were $142,230. Is there a motion to accept the financial reports as presented?
So moved.
I'll step down a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
The ayes have it. Is there a motion to approve the expenditure warrants as presented?
So moved.
I'll step down a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
The ayes have it. Superintendent's report.
Okay. We finished the third filter repair. So basically, we got a new plan. Not really, but you know what I'm saying. Things been going very well here. Unaccounted for, I finished that up yesterday. And we, like I told you earlier, we went from 28%, almost 30% to 12%. So it was a gigantic savings there in lost revenue and lost water.
Yeah.
You're producing water for a cost and it was just going out. So that's really good. MIU repair, I can do the update right now, might as well. I still don't know why they aren't here yet. I know they're in Haverhill. And one of the guys came yesterday to try and collect some of the network issues that they're having. So we'll see how that goes. I had a call in today. Again, we'll see how that goes. That's about it.
Okay. Old business, the Somerset Brook Street well.
Waiting for me to get back from vacation.
All right, and you just said the MIU repair update. The agreement with the water main extension with Mr. Roderick. There was a couple of changes that were made. I think this is the original, this is after Matt had gone over it. So we need him to And then the outstanding invoices, you said you sent them to Matt?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we never got anything.
Okay. The antenna lease, we're gonna table this because Mr. Quinn wanted to have some information on the antenna lease for the tanks. We have a company that wants to buy our lease out. So we'll wait on that till next month. On the budget fiscal 2022.
We're gonna have to do like a little round table on that,
Okay.
but in the next few weeks. Some of the budget's gonna be dependent on Brook Street and how we go about that.
Okay. All right, and the water abatement. Review, discuss, and vote. What was
So
this?
Matt feels it's out of the district,
Okay,
and that you should abate it.
okay. This is this one. All right, so we have to grant it, obviously.
I have the original.
All right, so we have to sign anything, or we just have to call them?
Just I vote on it, and then just grant and your signature.
Okay, is there a motion to approve the 2568 County Streets water tax abatement request?
So moved.
I'll step down a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
The ayes have it.
Just we'll go ahead and do this one.
So it's granted. I'm gonna do it.
Yep, I'll take care of
All right, new business. I guess we have an audit.
it. Yep, I sent out an RFP for, request for audit. Had 6 people. Since then, 2 people have backed out of it. So I'm still waiting on you by next Friday.
Okay. The next regular Board of Commissioners meeting, we'll just shoot it April 14th at 6. We'll have to see if Jason's available. The annual election will be May 16th. The request to be placed on the ballot will be available until April 4th at the district's office. The annual meeting will be May 26th, 2022. Is there any public input? Is there a motion to go into executive session under the provisions of Chapter 30A, Section A3, discuss contract negotiations?
So moved.
I'll step down a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
The ayes have it. Will not be coming back into open session.